What's going on, man? Do you like being Filipino?
Yes and no,
What would be the no's? Why not?
because we'll go hardcore with it. They don't get the representation if they do it super niche. Like, I think it's cool to be Mexican and it's cool to be black, and it's definitely not cool to be white. Filipinos, no one cares about. It gets overlooked in history classes. It gets overlooked in the food industry. It gets overlooked a lot. And then when you're Filipino, everyone's like, oh, Joe Coy. And it's like so many other people besides Joe Coy. And the stereotypes, we don't get to fight them the way that like when blacks and Mexicans fight stereotypes, it's like, oh, you did good. And when the Filipinos fight stereotypes, it's like, no one cares.
Yeah. Do you think who's like another mainstream Filipino that or like who's someone that's famous that's Filipino that people would overlook?
Well, one of my this was like on the fence. Not everyone likes her, but Nicole Scherzinger, Pussycat Dolls. She's Filipino. Total smoke show, but like irritating as shit. But she's very talented and she pisses a lot of people off. But she's a talented Filipino. If we're doing comedians, not as many are famous. I can't even think of one off the top of my head, to be honest. But like Charlene K, she's on her way up. She's got a couple 100,000 followers on Instagram. She's an absolute talented. She does guitar. She's really funny. She's been on like Margaret Cho kind of shouted her out. And Margaret Cho's not Filipino, by the way, and then Filipinos get lumped in with other Asians, and it's Asian, but it's its own thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are like I mean everyone always calls you guys the Mexicans of Asians, right? You guys are pretty.
Yeah, I have my bit. I'll make people follow me on Instagram to go find the bit, but I have a bit about Filipinos being the bridge. And the thing is, I'm also not just Filipino, I'm Guamanian.
What's Guamanian?
The island of Guam, which is like, I have a map here. Guam is like, here, let me back up. So there's the Philippines right here.
Okay.
So Guam is like, you go way further over, like past the Marshall Islands, or it might even be on the other side, but it's still east of the Philippines, another 3,000 miles. That's where my dad was born and raised. No one really doesn't care about Guam. It's 32 by 8 miles. It was a major player in World War II. There's an Air Force base there. And I never talk about being Guamanian because there's so few of us. A lot of them reside in Lompoc. And between Filipinos and Guamanians, they could care less that I'm one of them. So they're not like, oh, let's go support Ezra. They don't give a shit.
And do they speak English? What do they speak in Guam? What language?
Chamorro.
Chamorro.
So Chamorros live in Guam. It's the native indigenous people to Guam. They are considered like, I don't know why they don't say, people say Guamanian like as a loose term. Oh, you speak Guamanian, but it's Chamorro is the language. And it's got, I don't speak any of it. I only know bad words, but you can tell it's like an Asian Polynesian island blend language when you hear it spoke. A little bit, but
estoy aquí con el chino y
el chinito maricón. Estoy aquí en la casa.
Estamos aquí en la casa con el chino que gustaba la cocaína.
Contarse unas líneas de perico.
Oh yeah, dude, perico, man. I like that slang term, man.
I say that at work all the time. I'm like, contarse líneas. They're like, cabrón, way. Like,
I wonder where that derived from, man. Because perico is like a parrot. Why would yayo be referred to as a parrot?
Here's why I think, because this is using slang, but a bird is another word for an ounce. Like, let me get a bird. Like, now I'm really putting things out there, but for an ounce of yayo, like, you'd be like, oh, let me get a bird. And a bird, perico is a pelican, right? Or isn't it like a bird?
Yeah, it's just like a general term for parrot.
So yeah, let me get a bird. So pericos.
Yeah, man. Let me see. So yeah, you talked about like your background. If I'm not mistaken, I saw your mom and she's white, man. Is that right?
Yeah, they're white as shit. My mom and sister.
How does that work out? So your dad's Filipino and Guam?
Yeah, my dad's,
and then your mom white.
My dad is I'm the half caste, but my dad's grandparents, I keep pointing to Guam, even though it's my dad. My grandfather was Filipino. My grandmother was the Guamanian, and they were both enslaved in World War II by the Japanese. Like they had the brandings on their arms and everything. So they were. That's how my dad happened. I guess they meant in an internment camp, from what I've been told.
A real love story, man.
Yeah. So then he's the product of that, one of 8 kids, and then he came over here to Vandenberg Air Force Base. He worked in Hawaii at a naval shipyard, and then he came over here from the Air Force. He worked in Vandenberg, which is now Space Force Base, but I know it is Vandenberg Air Force Base. And he met my mom there. She was a carpenter. My mom's kind of a tomboy. My mom's the first woman to take power mechanics at Rigetti High School.
Yeah, no, you don't hear about those too often, man.
No, so she is she's not like lesbianish or nothing. I was gonna like use another term, but I'm trying to get away from using certain terminology. But she met my dad working in he was a woodcrafter, and so was she, carpentry. And that's where she met him. My mom, her parents are, my son did an ancestry, and apparently it's German, Dutch, Scottish. I thought it was Irish the whole time until my son did the ancestry. So it's like German, Dutch, Scottish, what we generically term Eastern European.
There's like a smidge of Irish in there at least.
I don't know, because it didn't show up on there. So I want to do one. I just, don't feel like paying the money to find out. Because even if I knew, like I wear kilts all the time. So either way, I represent some European that wears kilts.
Scotland.
Yeah. Scottish is cooler than Irish.
Dude, I think Scottish have one of the sickest accents, man.
Yeah, like, it's shite being Scottish. Like,
yeah, from Scotland, huh? You fucking No, that's the wrong word there.
Drew McIntyre, he's like, kick me in the arse. Like,
there you go.
a pain in the arse.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I got to work on the Scottish accent, man. How long you been doing stand-up, Ezra? Stand-up comedy?
I've been doing it over 5 years. I will designate June 30th of 2020 during the pandemic as the first time I performed it in front of people officially, where I wasn't the DJ for the event. I just showed up to a spot where all I was doing was dropping off some 311 merch to a buddy that was doing a show in my friend's backyard. My buddy Junior Fernando and my buddy Pete was there, and I said, "Hey, I've been working on some stuff. Can I do 5 minutes to start the show?" And he let me. And that clip is on YouTube. It's like one of my, you can type in my name and then first time doing stand-up. That was the first time.
And that was in the backyard?
Yeah. But so, I mean, it was the pandemic, so people were doing a lot of like renegade type stuff. You know, if you threw a party, we didn't know if people were going around getting busted or not. So he set up a bar and had snacks, had people kind of spaced apart. And
it was a ticketed event?
I don't know if he sold tickets. He might have. I don't remember. But all I know is he has a house big enough that he could at least, and people all knew the guy, so it was easy for him to get an audience. There was like 25, maybe 30 people in the backyard, who were all in there.
That's pretty solid for like the peak of COVID, right?
And he's done it more than once. And the second time, so I got to do his backyard a couple times, and that was the first time was June 30th, and it always sticks out in my head because 2 days later my son moved to Oregon, so I had a weird like bittersweet weekend.
Right.
But I was before I did comedy, I was DJing 4 comedians at the Shaw's at the steakhouse. I would that's how when I first met like people like Nick Malizia, Aiden, and then the San Jose guys, Pete Munoz, Frankie Marcos, some people from up there. Met Sal Espani. I'll use his last name so people can look him up.
So would you set up like all the sound for them too, or?
I would just bring like my speakers. Well, actually, I think they had a house system there. Well, actually, no. Well, either way, there were speakers there, but I wouldn't always want to use them because they did belong to another DJ. So I started bringing and for comedy, it's like 1 speaker. Yeah. So I would just be the DJ. And when you're DJing for comedy, it's literally hitting play between people. And then just making sure the mic doesn't clip or nothing.
Just like 10 seconds of intro songs.
Yeah, so I was just soaking it in. I remember watching, I think it was Nick might have been the first one where I was watching going, dude, I had never been to a comedy show. And I'm just watching them from the side like, I can't believe this is happening in my own town. And there's no stage area. It was like a dance floor they cleared off. So there wasn't risen, but it's like, dude, that's comedy like you see on TV. It's happening right there.
Yeah, no, that's something I want to talk to you about actually, man, because like for me, before doing stand-up, I didn't know there was a scene out here. So like, do you think like common folk in the Central Coast know that there's a comedy scene here?
Folk, yes, now, but what's weird is I think you might have been there the night we had the conversation at Beso where Aiden and Sal were talking about the fact that there was a scene that already somewhat thrived before COVID and that they were referring to, which was weird because to me, I hadn't heard of it honestly going down. I don't know if it was because I didn't go to San Luis, but it definitely wasn't happening in Santa Maria as far as I knew. But Sal was doing it somewhere. Sal Espana is the one that I credit for. People say, "Oh, I did things," but Sal was already doing it, and he is someone that lives in Santa Maria. I don't know if I would say thriving because,
Yeah.
but I thought I would have heard of it because I was already in entertainment. Like I was doing music. I knew of hip hop shows, EDM shows, and rock shows, and even some country shows. Like I knew music, and I figured I would have heard, and I didn't.
But you were kind of in the loop. So, like, if there
Yeah,
was, you would know because you're like in the entertainment world.
yeah, that's what kind of not confused me, but it took me by surprise because I was like, "Oh, dude, like, where'd they come from?"
Yeah.
Because when this guy, he goes by Michael Childers now, so I won't use his former name because he prefers to be Michael Childers. But he moved to San Diego. He was a bartender at Shaw's. He was the one who, I guess, he would go to San Jose, which is weird because you think of the Mecca, like I'm gonna go to Hollywood. He randomly met comedians in San Jose
Hmm.
and brought them down. And on that sweep, those San Jose guys already knew who this guy Mike Zalewski, Rick Storer, people who had been developing the area, and probably like Matt Salud and Kelsey Ray, I'm very sure was doing it before then. There's a bunch of people in our area, David Ufelder, people who all were grinding away at,
Just branching out of this area.
yeah, that I don't know who went where or what. At some point, all those people I mentioned, you're gonna want to get them on the pod, and like you could piece together Central Coast comedy history.
Yeah, yeah. Just get a full rundown of the legends of Central Coast.
I think it's safe to say there's not like you look at L.A. and you go, oh, Comedy Store, Mitzi Shore, Laugh Factory, Improv, Haha, places that
Hmm.
they definitely paved the way. I don't know what you would say paved the way here or how far it goes back. To say there was probably no comedy would be absurd, but to say there was probably very little comedy, that's probably what was going on. Even though what Aiden was referring to that night we were talking, there there were more producers then, is what he said. Like everybody who was a comedian also had a show they produced, and there were different places randomly they were doing it, different coffee shops, different. Because now what they at least pointed out to me is that there's less producers now. I feel like I don't know what that scene was like. All I know is I feel like I'm up against a thick number of producers. I gotta credit Ernie Romero and Liv Doty too, and some other people that probably were doing it before the pandemic. But there's a whole list.
Yeah, yeah. How did you get started in comedy, man? Why did you start doing comedy?
I started. So here's the joke that got me started. I have always been told I was funny, which is a bad way to say that because there's how many times you heard people say, "Oh, my friends say I'm funny," and
Yeah.
they're not. But I was told, "Hey, you've got something," and oh, you should try stand up. It was when I was deep in music and things like that, and during shows, I was known for shooting my mouth off, and the band's like, "Shut the hell up and play." And so I was told myself, if everything else in entertainment fails in my life, I'll do stand up. Now that idea was in my head, but I wasn't working on it. But I also started working at Target just before the pandemic with this guy, George Diaz, that actually in this very room, we recorded a podcast here, and we were going to do podcasts. I was writing ideas down. I was like, I want to talk about this and that. And then as I'm jotting ideas, I'm like, this is not going to be a good podcast topic. That's something you would hear like at a show. And it just started clicking. I was like, I'm building ideas. Then the pandemic hit. That's when I got into Zoom comedy because I would get invited to during the pandemic, we're just grasping for anything to do. And my friends I mentioned earlier, Pete Munoz, he produced a online show, and I just started going into his Zooms and with nothing else to do, I just started going into other random Zooms. I'd be like, hey, where should I go? And it ended up being people from like Toronto, Chicago, New York, people who are all over that the
That's
pandemic
crazy.
shut them all down. I mean, there are people who I got to be in Zoom rooms with that have specials on Amazon and like Hulu and Netflix. People that I'm like, holy crap! Like this guy Ralph Anthony, that hilarious out in New York. He's pretty damn big now. That was one that I was like, damn, and I was in the same Zoom with him. And
Mhm.
this guy Joe Gorman, he's gonna be on Kill Tony. Just so many people that, and they accepted me. And how we do our gab sessions at the end of comedy nights, we would sit and do that in Zoom, and we'd be just bullshitting because.
Just shooting the shit on
So
Zoom.
that's how it started. Was all my ideas, and I got paid what I felt a good compliment by Pete. He said, "Hey, he said, if you can make people laugh in Zoom, that's hard, and you are." And he said, 1 year of Zoom is like doing over 2 years on the road.
How often were you guys doing those Zoom calls?
Almost every day.
Damn.
There was one almost Pete would do one, like one or two a week. And then this guy, Bone Traeger, he was from Chicago. He would run one that would be like on a Wednesday. Tommy Feldman, you've
Mm-hmm.
met him. Tommy Feldman, that's another big one that I can't forget. He moved down here from the Bay. He would do like a talk show style Zoom, and he still does it to
He
this
still
day.
does it? I'm
Yep,
gonna have to check that out.
Every Wednesday night at 6.
It's live?
Yeah, you can
And
get on there.
he'll get it just brings random people on there?
Yeah, well, he encourages like if you got on, he'll put you up. He'll let you do whatever.
Okay, yeah, maybe we'll do a
But
little.
it's worth doing those. And then just people I would talk to, where are you going now? And they'd say, oh, I'm going over here. And you would just get sent the Zoom links, and you would just piggyback onto another. We did like a Zoom birthday party, and it was mainly just because word of mouth was so easy in Zoom.
Yeah,
Just put it in the chat. There's a link.
yeah, it was a weird time to be alive, man. The whole Zoom thing, the whole not seeing people's faces. You can't give each other a hug. You can't give each other a real blowjob in real life. You know, it's just, it was not organic, man. You got to be able to get a beach in real life, Ezra.
I found a way to blow some people.
On Zoom?
Yep. Oh, yeah. I would just be like, hey, I'll be over. And then you see me pop up in there. Like, oh, they're local.
As soon as they answer the call, you're just in a thong.
Just on, like.
Hell yeah, dude. What's it like working at Santa Maria Applebee's, man?
Applebee's is amazing, and it's also really rough. I will start by saying Applebee's is the first job that I got that I wanted. Before I went in, by then I had already worked at Olive Garden, liked working at Olive Garden, but it wasn't like on my radar because I didn't eat there. I didn't know anything about it. And I know it's not a hangout. I wanted to work somewhere that I felt all the cool people went, because I'm that kind of person. How many people all the cool people are? And when I applied and got hired at Applebee's in 2003, I remember just skipping like a little kid that found a shiny nickel on the ground. Like, I got hired. Like, so it was amazing, but I've worked there 3 times. I always tell the story that I've been fired from there twice. I wasn't fired twice. I quit once and was fired once. But either way, we would, back in the day, like early 20, like 03, 04, 05, we partied. I talked to some people. It was so fun working there. And the second time I worked there, they hired me to not only serve, but to DJ. People all over town still recognize me I remember when you used to DJ, and I would bring my Nintendo Wii. We'd do Mario Kart nights. We did a speed dating night one night. My wife remembers when I used to sell Jello shots to people while music played.
Yeah.
And so it's not a dance club, but I'm an overboard person. I would bring like lasers, and I'd be bumping like Skrillex and Deadmau5, just fucking mad EDM, where there's no need for that, but I was obnoxious.
Yeah.
I'd like blow the place out Monday through Thursday. So it was to bring business in, and it was really, really fun. And then I got fired then, because that's when I yelled at some people, and I was like, quit asking for Tupac. I already played him, and yelled at the whole restaurant, and I got fired on the spot. And then 12 years later, during the pandemic, or towards the tail end of it, August 21, I had a food pickup there, and I saw one of my coworkers became manager. I was like, that'd be funny if I came back here. He's like, it's a new company. I can hire you back. And I was like, really? At the time I was working at Cracker Barrel, and I wasn't making that good, so I was moonlighting both Cracker Barrel and Applebee's. I went back, and it was a shock because I won't. I'll touch on it real quick. That young people are lazy as shit now. Like people don't know how to work the way that we did.
We don't.
No, so like we would bust ass back in the day. Everyone helped each other without bitching about it. Everyone was happy to help each other. Now it's really hard to get people on. Everyone's always on their phones, always just like, hey, like do shit. Like we can make a lot of money here, and that was a shock. But once I got over that, and it's like that everywhere. But Applebee's now, it's not nearly as fun as it was. It used to feel like a party going in, and I try to bring that to my tables and try to have fun with them still. But now it definitely feels more like a little more dungeon-esque. And then they also took away the personality of the place. I watched a podcast earlier that Patrick CC, he has a video about fast food restaurants all having the same look now.
Yeah.
And we did that.
Communist type shit.
Yeah. And Applebee's looks the same way. They completely remodeled it, gutted it. It looks like it could be a medical building. And now, though, the thing I love about it, I can promote the hell out of what I do there. So if I work a night shift, I give out business cards, flyers. The social aspect is still there. And through this last 4 years, I've worked there 4 years now, since August 21. I have been able to use it as a resource more than I ever could. So I love and appreciate it. And no matter how hard work gets every day, I'll go into, I thank the Lord. I go, thank you, Lord, for arms and legs to do a job with. Thank you, Lord, that I have this job that people want, but I have it. And thank you that I can do this.
Yeah, thank God, man.
So,
yeah, dude. That's crazy, bro. You worked at Applebee's 3 fucking times, bro. You're on your 3rd tour. It's like, yeah, that's the way I would look at it, man. You're like a freaking veteran, bro, on your 3rd tour, man.
I was joking, say you're gonna want to be here for that 3rd firing because that'll be the last one.
You think you'll get fired?
No, I don't, because they need me, and I hate saying I'm mature because mature sounds like your life's over. When you say mature, it has this connotation that like nothing's as fun. When you're mature, you have a cap on.
Yeah.
Like I can only have so much fun. I can only be so reckless because I'm mature. Being mature sounds fucking boring.
It sounds gay.
It does. Well, if it was gay, then it'd be more reckless. If it was gay, it'd be funner.
Okay.
But I do feel that my goal is that that's the last real job I have, and that's the last restaurant job I have. I want to quit amicably, or maybe, who knows, I would be okay with if I worked there once, twice a week, and I still was able to do production, put shows on, but then in the day go serve a lunch, make a little bit of money, lunch, and then
you could do it, man.
Because the shows I'm producing are local. I can, like, Wednesday I'll do lunch and then go do Giovanni's.
Yeah, like maybe like work like the 3 days in the middle of the week, and then just like the weekend, Thursday through Sunday, are always free for comedy.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what's happening right now anyway.
That'd be pretty ideal, man. That would be ideal. Who would let's see. What's it like producing comedy shows?
It's the bad part. I'll do the negatives first because I want to, or the things that need work. You run it. You betting on yourself. You can only almost blame yourself for most of the things that don't pop off the way you would want. It's like I said, I wanted to be my job, but for it to be my job, I need to pull in income that, like, hey, this is California. I need to make over 3 G's a month or more, and
It's not there yet.
Yeah, not to get too into what I make, but it is not remotely close to that. I'll be lucky if I pull in just enough to be worth losing a day of work over it. So that part is hard. And then I heard this recently about what's the best part about owning your own business. The best part is you get to be your own boss. And they said, what's the worst part? You get to be your own boss.
Yeah.
So if you suck at if you lack discipline, if you lack consistency, you will step in your own shit. You will sit there and it's like not watering the grass. So you have to put the time in. If it's a full-time job is 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. If you put 25 hours a week into it, you get a 25-hour week result.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hard part. But the fun part, the amazing part is when I see all the people pour into the venues, come into Giovanni's, Beso, La Casita, when people just come in and you go, I did that. Like, and people do help. Like, I mean, I credit myself, but I am only as big as the people that help make it happen. Like, Giovanni's super helps promote. And so I'm like, look what we did, and look at all these people. And then when you put on a show that at the end people are still talking about it later, like, hey, I went to one of your shows. Like when people come to Applebee's and be like, Giovanni's or Beso, I saw you at, or like, and you, that feels so amazing. And
Yeah.
then to feel like you're investing in your future, because with production, I give people a show, they give one back. Or because I am trying to build my own name, and I want to. Half of it was that you get a room so that you can get put in one. Like,
Hmm.
oh, this is my room, but then put me in yours. And there's like a circle, which is why I have mixed feelings about some of the producers in the area who, I'm not going to name drop anybody here. I'm going to keep that out of your podcast. But there are people I have put on shows, people who I have shook their hand and handed them money. Hey, you made this tonight. A number of them, and not, and a lot of them have, but there are a few. I'm like, hey, you have a show. How about putting me on it? And nothing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, but that could be with any business. But being a producer, it's definitely something I would like to keep pursuing, and that's what I like to credit Rocket Entertainment for. Is basically it's a production entertainment company.
Oh, that's the good thing, man. Even if those people aren't putting you on their shows, like you got your own platform.
Yeah,
You know, you get to put on shows when you want, given it's at a venue that you don't own, but like you get to work with them and work out dates and you get to work your open mics. It's like a real cool thing to have, man.
it is, and it's almost better that I don't own the venue, because I would not have the time to manage the
Oh,
overhead.
fuck that.
I would not be able to, like with Giovanni's, it's Eric and Brittany, they handle the food, they handle like that, and they handle keeping the lights on. I just bring in a night or two a week of entertainment that help them make money, and then it reciprocates. And but owning a venue, I have a,
You would do it?
yeah, well, so it's funny you said that. I have always had this, my mom tells me after my dad passed away in high school, she's like, your dad wanted to own a restaurant.
Mm.
And after working, I don't think he ever worked in a restaurant because he worked for the government his whole life. I've worked in restaurants over 15 years, and fuck all that
Oh,
noise.
yeah.
Fuck all that. And the longer I've been in restaurants, the further away I've pushed this goal. I've had a mini dream, or like I call it icing on the cake stuff, where here's what here's what I need to do with my life. It would be cool if this happened. I've always had the idea to have a restaurant like, I grew up watching I Love Lucy, and Ricky Ricardo owned the Tropicana. It was a music club that also served food. I was like, this is modern era. What if chefs are rock stars, like Guy Fieri, people like that? What if you had a venue where the cook and the DJ are in the same line of sight, where there's like a cook and you can see him busting out badass food. There's a screen above so you can see what he's doing. And then like 5 feet away, there's a DJ just tearing it up.
Just fucking raving.
Yeah.
The chef's just raving, chopping onions.
Yeah. I want to call it the Bumping Cafe. And I've always thought like that'd be dope, because a lot of people, a date night is, oh, let's go to dinner, let's go to a movie, let's go to, what if you're like, what's our date, babe? You're like, Bumpkin Cafe, how'd you get us in? And we just go all night. You dress up. You're like, all right, let's dress up, but bring your dance shoes. Like, we're going to grub, we'll kick it. And then once our food digests, we're going to hit the dance floor. And you don't even have to leave. You can just be at that place all night. Like, go at like 8 p.m., leave at 2.
Yeah. Imagine Gordon Ramsay pulling up to a restaurant like that. He'd be like, what the fuck is this? This is atrocious, Ezra. You can't have music and cooking at the same time.
You donut.
You fucking twat.
But then if he saw what he could make, he'd be like, oh, it's pretty good, actually. Like, I don't know why I did his accent like that. I did it as an Aussie.
It's quite good.
There's a way to make that work, too. And there's a lot of people who have ideas near that I'm sure. But it's, you're as I getting older and learning business, it really, I can see why no one would want to do any business, because I'm not getting into politics or nothing, but it's impossible to start things. It's almost impossible to.
That's just the message they portray out there, man. You know, they want us to work. They want us to work for the freaking corporations, man. But I mean, I think it's definitely possible. It's just like whether you have the discipline and the mentality to keep pushing forward, right? Even when shit gets thin.
I see why people are moving to go do things. Like if I took this idea and I went to like Kentucky, like it would take off. I could serve. There's a way I could take the money I made here, go out there, and with that money, end up making way more and doing, because you can, money goes further. Yeah, you make less because out here everything is, we need a license for that, a permit for that. Like if I did a bumpin' cafe, you need an entertainment license. You would need 2 types of insurance, one for the patrons that came in and like danced, and insurance because you run a restaurant, permits for food, all that.
Insurance.
It would be a whole wall of like 30 permits and licenses just to do that. And it would be, you wouldn't be making money for the first 7 years, even if you
Yeah.
raked it, and you wouldn't be. So that's why it's nicer to associate with people who already own a business and just, you know what, if you'll let me come in and play for a night, let me come in and if you make it my playground, I'll make it work for you. And that's why I like producing without having my name attached to my ownership in the building.
Yeah, you're like partners, but you don't got to worry about the restaurant side of the part, right?
Oh, that's a bitch.
Yeah. You mentioned like your dad and your mom, they met at Vandenberg. Are you originally from Lompoc, or
I'm Santa Maria,
you're born in Santa Maria?
born and raised.
A Santa Maria native, a true Santa Marian.
I usually follow that with the term unfortunately.
Is it true?
I should be thankful that the city made me who I am, because the person sitting in front of you is very pleased with who he is.
Mm.
But this city, I'll put it like this, that I'm thankful that I cared enough that since I'm stuck here for different reasons, I at least made it work. While it's like buying a new car versus, hey, this is the car I own. It'd be so hard to get another car. Let me get the most out of this car still.
Let me do some modifications to the
Yeah,
car.
so that's what I feel like I've done with this city. And starting over now would be hard as shit. But during the pandemic started for my wife, Shalane, my wife, for her and I. We ended up in Vegas when the pandemic hit, and we took a little side quest through Henderson. And I was like, oh, because right when we went to Vegas, we're like, would be a cool place to live. Because when we visit places in California, we're like, this is cool, but we got to get back to Santa Maria. But we were in Vegas, and I would love to move there.
You would?
Henderson. But Henderson, when I say Vegas, I mean Henderson, but you're so close to Vegas. But Henderson is a beautiful, beautiful place that is, everybody that moves goes out in the middle of fucking podunk. Like my brother moved from Lompoc to Idaho. My son's mother took my son to Oregon, to a podunky city. Everyone moves to where you move somewhere shittier than here.
It's cheap, but it's shit weather, shit location.
Like if I'm gonna move somewhere, I'm gonna move into the heart of like chaos. Like I want every
Gaza.
Not that kind of chaos. But that'd be fuck.
That'd be a good bid on.
Move to Dubai.
Nah, there's no chaos in Dubai. That'd be
not parties.
Yeah,
but
you'd have to clean your act up there, though, Ezra. You can't have none of that boisterous attitude you got, Ezra. You gotta be PG in Dubai, Ezra.
All the dick jokes.
Yeah, they're gone.
All my Richard Cranium jokes.
Yeah, dude. What do you think Santa Maria needs? Like an establishment, a restaurant, an entertainment. What does Santa Maria need?
People to quit ruining things. It doesn't matter what we do if the people here keep ruining it. Everybody has too much pride, so when they go to places, they take it over. And they, instead of just, I'm thankful this is here. Like the first day we got a Dick's Sporting Goods, I had a buddy that worked there. He's like, we weren't open 2 hours and already people were shoplifting from the place. Shalane and I went to Sephora the first day they opened in JCPenney.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, this is fucking ratchet, Sephora. We even have a video about it on our YouTube. Like already people dug into the eyeshadows, all the fucking palettes. Like people ruin things here like it's a big city, and it's not. That's what I hate about Santa Maria so much is we have homeless people. We have things where it's like, ooh, that's big city shit, but we don't have big city fun. The fact that earlier you asked me what was established, the fact that nothing's established here tells me this city, like, it's barren. It's a kind of a wasteland, and everybody's getting out. But I've found a way to work with it, but the places I work with aren't technically Santa Maria, it's Orchid and Napomo. But we did have Cheeto Bar where DJ Orlando, shout out to Orlando, that he pulled off Cheeto Bar for a while, and that was cool, but it took a couple Santa Marians to ruin it. Like, that.
You think Cheeto Bar is ghetto?
Well, yeah, it's super ghetto. Like, if I text Shalane, hey, let's go to Cheeto Bar, and she'll send me the vomit emoji, it's super ghetto. Like, but places that are ghetto, at least there's like ghetto aesthetic and things that go with it. But I also, I know ghetto, so I'm okay with, like, I've come to terms with it. When I was in high school, I lived on West Park, and I ended up getting along with everybody. I got along with, like, what you'd coin as gangbangers, because I'm not one. I'm a guitar playing comic book geek. So what would they have out of ruining me? So, but I do like meeting people and finding out their story. You know, you can meet Santa Marians, and there's good Santa Marians.
So the Santa Maria gangbangers, they mess with you? They like you?
Yeah, like, I had people stick up for me all the time in high school. I never got into fights because people would be like, hey, no, he's cool. And, like, and living on West Park, I got to be a part of, like, I didn't clam up. I would have friends over, we'd blare heavy metal, and they were cool with it. I'd smoke weed with them. Like, it was cool. And those are people that were cool, because any group of people anywhere, individuals are amazing, groups ruin things.
Yeah.
If this was Calabasas, and I'd be like, I fucking hate white people. Like, I hate rich white people. Like, look what they do to those places. I don't need that many. Everyone needs to blend more. Everybody needs to just come together
Try
more.
to get along.
Yeah.
You don't got to be best friends, but, like, just try to be amicable with people, right? Be neutral.
Anybody you group up, I was just having this conversation, because I go to church every Sunday, and one of the things that they go over in church is, like, you know, Christianity's not popular anymore. I'm like, look what happens when you get Christians in groups. They immediately start judging other people.
Start grouping up.
Anybody. You can get a group of women together, and then you're like, oh, bitches in groups. Or you can get a group of jocks together, a group of dudes, like, look, they're all playing cornhole, like, they're all drunk, a bunch of Chads and Kyles. Like, nobody who's in a group, your weaknesses are magnified. And then when you're an individual, you represent that group. And as an individual, our job is to destroy stereotypes. Be like, hey, I come from that group, but we're cool. Like, if you grew up in the ghetto, but you still are highly educated, you're trustworthy, you love people, like, just because you came from that group of people that might be unsavory, you can still be a good person. And I'll say that about Christians. Like, I got a friend right now that's being thrown under the bus still because, like, oh, he was all churched out. I love him. He's my best friend. But because he was associated with groups of Christians, he still gets bastardized for it.
He's still churched out or no?
Yeah, I see him every Sunday, but he doesn't act like that at all. Like, I'm trying to hook him up with a friend of mine that we both know. And she's like, oh, isn't he all Christian? I was like, I bet if you go to dinner with him, if you have a 3-hour conversation, he won't bring God up once.
Mhm.
Like, you guys will just catch up. Because he's a cool individual that comes from a group of people that happen to, because groups ruin everything. You can go to a metal show and tons of Slipknot fans, they put no deodorant, they stink, they got no jobs there. But then you take one Slipknot fan, and he's probably pretty cool, or she's probably pretty cool. Like,
maybe it's not even the group, though. Maybe it's more so, like, trolls within the group. Like, it's always, like, specific individuals. Like, you look at, like, police officers, for example, right? They get a bad rap, but it's not the whole cop society. It's always the bad apples in the group, you know?
that end up, they stick out because because negativity is attention.
Yeah.
I know a lot of amazing cops. I've seen cops do beautiful things. So you go to my work. Like, there are servers. I've had people come in and, like, don't ever let her serve me again. She was terrible. Like, oh, well, now we all look like it. No, but you got the bad one.
And maybe sometimes, like, the person's not having a good day too. You know, that's not who we are. Maybe in that moment, but that's just the impression you leave on people, and that's unfortunate, you know? But if you're constantly doing that, yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, that's why impressions matter, man.
You know what's funny, though? I really believe that in groups, I will bet money that comedians are the only group I've seen where, even as a group, because I said in groups, weaknesses are seen more. I don't think comedians are like that. I think we are truly the different group of people that we're cool in a group. Yeah. And we're still cool individually. Well, we're hella broken individually. Like,
of course.
We're all You got to be broken to do what we do. But in groups, we're the only, and anytime any one of us defects, or it's like, oh, he's a dick, or it's like, well, what do you expect? They're broken people. So it's the bar is low, but the bar is high because comedians are the new rock stars. But as a group, I think we are.
We come together, we can make better content, right? Like that's
Yeah,
why we're doing this. That's why I'm trying to like do other stuff. We just did our first skit on Saturday, man. That was cool.
I saw that. That
Yeah.
was dope. Like I'm like, oh, I was all jealous because I feel like I'm hella flaky. I'm so bad with time management. I was like, all right, I'll get there. And then I end up working, and even with a Google Calendar, I still suck at going, oh shit,
Yeah.
I was supposed to do this. I had a list of like 5 things to do today. I did like one of them.
That's just you being a comedian with ADHD, right?
Dude, I have stupid ADHD. Like, it ain't even.
Medicated or nah?
No, so I used to be on like different medicines. I've been on different mood stabilizers, Zoloft, Duloxetine. Like I've been on. There's another one I was on, but either way, like they mood stabilizers, they make you feel good for a little, and then they start wearing off. It's like a trip to the gym. The adjustment you feel. Oh, I took that. Like I can go to the gym, and it's more natural than. And then so if you're watching this, leave in the comments. If you're a guy and you're on Duloxetine, like, was it hard for you to like bust? Like, I remember I had been taking Duloxetine for like a month, and it was my anniversary. And I remember just going at it, and I'm like, I couldn't finish.
Oh,
My
man.
wife was like, what's wrong? I was like, it's not letting me get there, and
Yeah.
it sucked. And I was like, I quit it that day. I didn't even like cold turkey. I did cold turkey. I was like, fucking getting off of this shit. Like, I'm not gonna sit here on. But if you're also watching this and listening, I do not look down on people who do take mood stabilizers,
Antidepressants.
and more women take them. I notice, like at
Do
work,
they?
like I at least 3 or 4 of my I'm like, see them, they even bring it to work, and my mom and sister are both on Duloxetine.
Oh,
My
man.
wife isn't, but it's why I try hard to continually go to the gym and do things that I feel fill me a little, like church, gym,
Soul.
music, comedy. Yeah, it's a lot of work to do those things, but it's watering the grass. Like antidepressants aren't watering the grass. It's just like changing how you
It's
look at the
just,
grass.
it's just like a bandage.
It
It's
kind
like,
of
yeah.
is. And again, I always feel touchy doing that because there are people who really it helps, but I wasn't it. I wasn't him.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm no authority to speak on that. I've never taken them and hopefully never will. But yeah, I'm sure there is people that need them. There's people that are not able to produce the chemicals in their brain the way they should be naturally, right? But yeah, there's always ways to combat it, right? Like going to the gym, doing things that are good for you, getting some sunlight, man. Like it's simple things we neglect.
Sunlight is
Water,
so fucking important.
get
Like
that vitamin D, get the D,
they're
Ezra.
hella like dungeon as people I know who like my mom always in her room. I'm like, go walk for like 10 minutes even. As soon as I walk out of my house, I immediately feel the sun. And even if it's raining, I'm still glad to be outside.
Yeah, like I got friends that are like, just like depressed, like just constantly in that state. And it's like they're inside all day. They work jobs that are inside. They're not going outside. They're not working out. And it's like, I'm not trying to be like the fucking macho red pill guy and be like, get the fuck out and go do stuff. But like, that's really what it is, man. Cause I mean, I've been there before myself too, man, where like I entrap myself and it feels like shit, right? When you just curl up in a ball and
When you
neglect
do
yourself.
nothing, like
Yeah.
that's what's like so bad about that, because you stop your own momentum, and getting momentum is what will get you out of it.
Yeah. And momentum is the best thing for you, right? You just gotta. That's the main thing, man.
Like
It's
everyone's always
it's
like, why do you always feel like you got to do stuff? Because I'm very like on my feet all the time. Like you should have seen my room before you got here, because I'm never in this room, but I cleaned it for this occasion. But like my shit's everywhere because I don't like to be stagnant. It's not until after I've done comedy and after a night, then I'm finally ready to settle down with Shalane and just sit and watch YouTube and just kind of, all right, now I'll decompress, because you can't go. And even God rested on the 7th day, but you do have more often than not. Like I don't gain a lot from, I need the rest, but I don't need more than,
you're not like your average American.
No, even
Yeah.
my son's always like, Dad, you need to like chill, because my son's hella chill compared to me. And everyone around me, like at work, they're like, hey, like calm down. I'm like, there's no calm down. There's
Yeah.
no like, I go, 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 go.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, man, because like I'm constantly doing something. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing comedy, I'm working, I'm going to the gym. Like the only time I rest is when I sleep. And I'm like, I'm okay with it. You know, like people talk about balance, but like, do you really need balance? You know, like balance is a made up thing, I feel like, man. There's no.
Oh, here is where interesting part in three, two,
Yeah.
one. I am such a big, 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 big believer of balance, but I think we're talking about different kinds of balance,
Yeah.
maybe. Well, so you're talking about balance in terms of how we stay active, and
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. I do agree that we're humans. If you notice, like you think, oh, if you work out, why are you able to work out more? Because we're meant to
Yeah.
be active. Like, why does reading make you want to read more? Why does fucking want to make you fuck more? Why do you want to hear music? You want to hear more? We're meant to like engage in life. Like when you talk to people, like I'm gonna want to do another podcast after this.
Yeah.
Like when you
Put them
engage,
on.
yeah, here we go, put them on. But balance, I look at it in a different way. So where you're coming from, I do agree, but I do think that life and balance are like Thanos holds that knife in the scene in Endgame, Gamora's knife. He's like, look at that, perfectly in balance. Life to me, for everything amazing that happens, there's always something that is gonna happen that, oh shit, like Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's their singer. He went when his struggles with heroin. He's someone I read his book and goes back and forth with. Oh, life's doing great. What can I do to fuck it up? I'm like, hey, you don't have to do things to fuck things up. Life will hit you with like just when you think everything's amazing, something health happens or something at work, something whatever. Like our life balances out
Mm.
everywhere, and the Bible doesn't use the word balance ever in it, but if you look at the through line through the themes in the Bible, it ends up that, oh, things do balance out. And no matter what we do, and I don't use this as a negative way to view life. I view that as like, hey, everything will, it's a scale.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cosmic dance. If you're going to not use the religious reproach, it's at least a cosmic ballet. Like everything balances.
But it is possible to just push that scale in the wrong way, right? Like if
Oh,
you're
super
yeah.
the corner of like drug addiction. You're like, I'm gonna get high, 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 high. Like, no, you pushed it too far and now you're deep.
You mentioned that, man. You would you say you're a recovering drug addict, right?
Yep. This is the part I was waiting for, because I've had a lot of people that want to hear my story. I am over 2.5 years clean off of street fentanyl, which
Oh yeah,
started
man.
as a prescription. I wasn't prescribed it, but I was getting like prescription strength painkillers from various sources. I had a buddy during the pandemic, especially. I had a buddy that was able to get like just handfuls of perks, and then another buddy that would get like fentanyl lozenges and suckers. So for those of you watching, fentanyl is actually medical grade. Like it's for people with terminal illness, or you're hurt, you're injured. There is fentanyl that's designed to help us, but unfortunately, fentanyl also got placed as a label on this synthetic of a synthetic that is created in labs in China and Mexico and God knows where else. That started being used to cut everything from Xanax to everything else. And that's how I got hooked. Is, well, Oxycontin is my favorite, favorite,
Oh
favorite
man.
pill, because you crush them up, snort them. They're so easy to take. They're amazing. And then I had a buddy that I made a joke online that, to shout out to Corey Jernigan out in Florida, he likes this joke of mine. How can they call it the opioid pandemic? I can't even find anything. How is it a pandemic when I can't find anything? I posted that joke on Facebook like a fucking idiot. Well, a lot of people are texting me concerned. Hey, man, that's not cool. I'm like, I know, you're right. And one guy's like, hey, what you looking for? I'm like, oh, shit. So I start messaging homie, and I'm like, hey, what's good with it? And he's like, my buddy gets the blue bees. And I was like, oh, shit. So then I started getting a couple, and it just snowballed into like, oh, shit. And I thought that I was getting Oxycontin. This is before I realized they were cutting things. And then I had another friend that we were all using together, and he's had a back surgery. He says, hey, dude, they tested me because they need to know what they can prescribe me to knock me out, whatever, or for after. So they tested me. That's Fetty. And I was like, no, I kind of knew that. But by then I was in too deep. And this was probably like late 22, mid 22, where I was like, oh shit. Okay, let's start getting all off of this. And I struggled with it for months trying to get off, which takes me into a tangent I try not to go too deep on, but I tried to get help in September of 22. I called every organization I could to get help to go into a rehab, and immediately they say, oh, what's your insurance? What's your if they say, oh, we're gonna help, they are not helping people. They're everything's a business.
Bullshit.
They are not helping people. I won't even eat up the podcast time with how I think that I'll make that another video one day of how I think we can really help this problem, this pandemic, opioid pandemic. But I didn't get clean until I lost one of my best friends in early January of 23. So that was my like, all right, he went. So no one else. That you lost one, and I love and miss him to this day. Then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna clean up, and praise God, I had a doctor's appointment a couple days after he had passed away, who referred me to a program.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started the program where they put me on Suboxone, which eases you off of fentanyl, which, by the way, the term ease off, that is a fucking reach to say, because I laid there and I threw the bed away after I detoxed, but I laid in this room for like a day and a half, just crying, sweating. Like, I went through a psychoactive withdrawal, because if you take Suboxone too early, it interacts with your fentanyl, and so it starts like rejecting everything, and then you go into this like out of body, like,
Oh man.
and so I had that happen, and then, but I didn't stay in the program. So if you're like, oh, you're in recovery, I am in recovery, but I'm not in a program, because the program is fucked too. Because being around other people who, I only want to hear a story so much. I just want to get off it and move on to my life. I don't want to go to the recovery barbecue, the picnic, we're having a meet. I don't want to go to all that shit.
Just like a sob story, you feel like?
And then the doctor who they prescribed me to like talk about it, they hook you up with a psychologist. He was like, you're still using because it's coming up positive. I was like, because they test you every other day. And I'm like, I'm not using. And he's like, God knows you're lying. I'm like, fuck you. And so I quit the program and then just stayed with church. And then I also quit taking Suboxone. I took Kratom instead. And Kratom got me off of Suboxone, which I know people have issues with Kratom. Kratom's awesome. It got me off of, and I take Kratom here and there. I don't take it every day.
What is it?
Kratom is a naturally occurring Mitragina speciosa. It comes out of like Thailand and other Eastern countries. It's a plant that they refine that has natural painkiller faculties. Yeah, look it up. I take it in pill form, but some people use it in powder form, and they take way too much of it. But I take like a controlled amount, like maybe half a gram. They sell it in smoke shops, but in Oregon, you can get it very easily, and they know what they're doing up there. Here, people, it's like all Arabs and people, I don't know what I'm selling. I'm like, no, you don't. But in Oregon, they can tell you what strain. Just like marijuana or cannabis, there are different strains for different things you're trying to do. Like if you're trying to calm down, go to sleep, they call it red kratom. It's not actually red, but they call it like red Bali, red vein, white vein, white tie give you energy, green male, green mangda, they give you energy boost, and you don't get the high that you get off pills. So I'll squash that right now. You're not gonna feel the high that you feel off drugs. Like, that ain't coming back.
But that's not the point, right?
No, the
That's
point
not,
is
yeah.
to just curb the cravings and give yourself just enough of a boost, because it did that for me and it helped. And I had discovered that when I was dabbling in pills, like before the pandemic, like 2017, 18. I remember I was in slow. I was like, are there any natural alternatives to Oxycontin? Because I was just in this mood where I was like, I just want to get fucking high. And then I found out about Kratom and I bought it at a smoke show. I was like, all right, I'm not getting that high, but I feel good. I'm like, where I'm at, that's a cool like head change.
It's like it's just stimulating.
Yeah, it gives you a boost without like it doesn't, like when I was on Fetty, I was like at work, people like, I was at App, everyone was like, dude, you're like falling asleep in the silverware,
Oh
you're
man.
getting angry. Like, that's one thing about like Applebee's. My coworkers were really there for me. They helped me. so much through it, which is weird because that place drives me up the wall, but it also, I love and care about my coworkers, and they were like rooting, like, hey, dude, like, I'll joke about relapsing, and they're like, you're not.
What is fentanyl? Is that something that you snort?
I snorted it. One of my coworkers smoked it, and you can use it different ways. This is gonna get you demonetized, but you can shoot it up. You can cook it up with like a lighter and melt it down. You can mix it with things, but I imagine you could put it into like a tea and shoot it into your butt even,
Jesus.
but
You ever get there?
no, I was snorting. I tried smoking it once and it pissed me off because I was like, dude, when you snort it, like I like the drips. Like I was like, ooh, you can taste it later. Like when I
Mm,
was at work doing it, like I would go to the bathroom or I'd sneak into the break room and toot like a quarter or a half a pill, or if it was gonna be a really rough shift, I'd toot a whole one, and then you could have like the Fetty drips through the shift, and you're like, yeah, like.
you're just partying, man.
But then it got into like I was taking 20, 25 pills a day. Like I got like real deep where
Is that near like overdosing levels?
if I did it now, if I did 20, I would make it to 20. If I snorted like 2 or 3, it'd kill me.
Damn,
It'd
man.
kill most people. It would kill most people. The amount that would kill, when they say, here's how much would kill an elephant, I was doing that every day. 20 would kill an elephant. And I took it like it was drinking water.
You're an animal.
Yeah. My best friend tells me, that this is why I want you to believe in God, because he's like, it's a miracle you're here. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I agree with that.
For sure, man.
I'm like, I made it. That's why doing everything we're doing now, I'm like, this is funny that this is what I'm meant to do. Like God kept me around to keep people happy with dick jokes.
Came full circle, huh? Just one thing about the fentanyl before we move on. I mean, I'm just curious, like, what does it feel like to be on it?
You feel like Superman. You feel like for me, you feel like you can face anything. Like life got difficult. If it was like I put myself in a situation where a lot of people's well-being was up to me. My mom's older. My wife doesn't drive. I am the grocery shopper for 2 houses. I was working. Fuck, I would do like a 6 hour. I would do like a FedEx shift. I was at FedEx when I was really, really deep. I would do like a 5-hour shift at FedEx in the morning and come home and take like a 20-minute nap and then go do a 8-hour shift at work. Sometimes a 9-10 hour shift because people were calling out. And I would use throughout the shift, and it makes you feel like you could, but not like PCP. I only did meth once. It's not like an upper, but it felt like a grounded high. Like I feel like I could do anything, but I don't feel out there. But I know I was out there because people have told me, hey, you look out there and you sweat and you get like droopy eyed. And because once it's kicking in for the feeling, you also get like hella sedated because I have ADHD. Opioids kick me up because most people opioids, like people tell me, oh, I took Percocet and crashed out. If I take Percocet, I'll fucking wake up and be like, yeah, like I can. It's just how I'm built.
Yeah.
So
It's good to have you here, man. What's the best Filipino food in Santa Maria?
what I cook. I can't even pronounce the place. There's this place in where Western Village is, the gym, or in Western Village, that people say that's the best. I had Food Trip once, which is by like Dave's Hot Chick in that area. They are good. Jovi's Delights, I don't think they're still open anymore. They had really good food too. But I rarely ever went to Filipino
You haven't
restaurants
really been.
because I can make it.
It's called a Lutong Bache.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That place has people say that place is bomb. Also with Filipino food, like that's the one thing is like Mexican food, almost everything is delicious.
Is Mexican food better than Filipino food?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Because except for I don't like menudo, but pozole, like tacos, huaraches, like sopes, like Filipino food, once I go beyond lumpia, pancit, and like adobo, like things like I have a Filipino coworker. He's like, dinaguan. And he's like, that's disgusting. It's like pork blood soup.
Oh man.
Or like balut, like the chicken
Oh,
egg thing. Like they're Filipino for everything amazing in Filipino cuisine. There's something where I'm like, oh, you're fucking fob. You're way fresh off the boat if you eat that.
yeah, you won't eat the, what's it called? The
Balut.
yeah, balut.
I've never had it. My dad
Good.
had it like once. Like my dad wouldn't even buy it, and he said he liked it. My dad ate a lot of weird shit, but I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I am white.
Yeah, your white side takes over.
Yeah,
What like if you're gonna go to a restaurant in Santa Maria, what's like your first stop?
I suck. Cause so sit down. Shalane and I like going to Mikado the most because we know the people there. We like the yellow menu because you get buy one get one. We rarely get to eat out anymore because she can never leave her house because her mom has dementia. But that one, if I'm gonna sit down to Mexican food, like sit down. I know this podcast already touched on picosita, but I also like mariscos picosito.
Like el
But I
picosito?
like picking up from there. But if I'm gonna sit down, it's probably a tie between like Lo Mejor de Jalisco. A lot of people don't talk about Mi Gusto West, but that place is pretty bomb too.
On Main Street?
Yep. And El Pueblito's bomb too.
El Pueblito.
Those are nice, like sit down places. If it has to be Santa Maria, probably Swiss is a better steak than Shaw's.
You think so?
But it's close. It's fucking close.
Jaws is pretty good, man.
But I don't eat a lot of steak. Like I'm just not that guy. Shout out Jackson Old Orchid is
breakfast spot.
that's the breakfast spot. Like I know people say K's or like the boys. Jackson Orchid.
You think Jackson Orchid is the best breakfast spot?
Yeah. Oh yeah, easily. But I mean, it's funny because all the business owners know each other. I'm being a little biased because my homie Chris Salazar I've known for years. He owns Jack's, but people will tell you, yeah, like if you say Jack's, no one's gonna be like, fuck that. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, because they forget about it because it's smaller and it's like around the corner. Because K's is like the first one you see.
Yeah.
But then if you go a little further, Jack's is like.
Jack's legit. I've been there one time. I can't speak on it too heavy, but the one time I had it, I thought it was good. Yeah.
But what I regularly eat, and this is where you're like, oh, dude, you're ghetto. Like,
here we go.
I eat Del Taco the most.
Del Taco in Santa Maria.
Because it's open late. Their food doesn't taste like it has as much crap added to it as like a Taco Bell. And I also use the app so you can eat cheap there. And they have things that just, if you want to eat heavy, you can rage on chili fries or whatever and get an epic burrito. But because since I've been going to the gym, I rarely eat fries. Now, if I eat fries, it's got to be like I'll go to Wingstop. So when I bring ranch to my tables, they're like, oh, your guys' ranch is good. I'm like, yep, it's the third best in town. Like, third best? I'm like, yep. Wingstop's ranch and Santa Maria Burger are the two best ranches. That's ranch. I'm a ranch dressing connoisseur.
Yeah, that's a pretty niche thing, man.
But for a place that serves chicken wings, I'm going to Wingstop for fries.
Well, they put sugar in them. They got to be damn good, right?
Do they?
Yeah, they do for sure, man.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, you didn't know?
No.
They're feeding the drug addiction, man. They're feeding it heavy, bro. Honestly, bro, I don't really like Wingstop that much, dude. To be honest with you,
I don't. But they're fries. Like if I'm gonna get chicken wings, I'll just go to my work and just buy them there. They're just expensive.
It's not much of a difference, huh?
No. But guests that pay full price for them, I'm like, holy fuck, that's $18 for like 9 wings. It's
Jesus.
cheaper for me. See, when I was little too, that's the thing. Chicken wings meant that, like, when my dad got put on furlough when he worked in the late 80s, my dad got laid off by the government because everyone did. Chicken wings meant that hard times hit because they were cheap as fuck. We'd make chicken wing adobo, fry them in the wok, like they'd get nice crisp on the skin. Amazing. But all of a sudden, pizza places started serving wings, and the price fucking skyrocketed. And I was like, well, we're not eating wings anymore because I can't afford them.
Yeah, that sucks how the pendulum swung on chicken, because you're right. It did used to be a broke person food. Like my mom, she always talks about how, like my grandma, that's everything they would prepare chicken because they had a big family. Chicken was the most affordable thing. But now, like, chicken is like super popular, super mainstream. You see chicken spots popping up left and right, man.
There's too many.
Way too many, You think chicken's overhyped then?
No, because you can make it taste like it does the best to soak up whatever sauce you're putting it in. It's a very good, like, versatile, like, if I want something to taste like honey, you can make it taste like honey. If you want to taste like spicy as shit, it'll soak it all in.
Like cinnamon.
And you can cook it so many different ways to cook it. Like, you can't boil a steak. You
Mm-mm.
can bake a steak, but it ain't gonna. You can't air fry a steak. You can't air fry a pork chop. Well, you could, but it's gonna come out
Yeah.
shitty. Like all those other foods, chicken, you can make. You could probably hold a fucking tweaker torch up to chicken, right? If you did it right.
Just get high on chicken.
I'm sure someone's done that.
Go try it, man.
Fucking,
Let's overdose.
just fucking
Let's overdose on Popeyes.
putting chicken in the tubo, just all.
That's crazy, bro. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I've actually put thought into this, and it was hard to pick one. The idea of invisibility feels like I would get in too much trouble. Sometimes I just don't want recognized when I'm like depressed and I still have to go do things. I don't want anyone to see me. But I feel like it'd be more limiting than like flight to be able to fly everywhere and get things done. But I am turned on by the ability of telepathy or telekinesis. I don't want to read minds, but I want to move things with my mind. I think that'd be killer. But then I get into it because I read comics, so I look at like all the things Iceman's able to do, just to what he can do with ice. He can build a monster and like control it. Like he does crazy shit in the comics. But I guess probably like flying, just because of it'd be so impressive, and the thing when it came in handy, it'd really come in handy.
Oh yeah, when your wife's arguing with you.
Yeah, she never argues with me. Shout out to like Shalane, because like I have a thing with comedians that I know they're trying to be funny and they could bitch about their wives. I'm like, you fucking married the bitch. Like, shut up. Like, it's a whole niche of comedy where dudes are like, okay, you went through divorce, and yes, comedy is our life. Like, you use your life in your humor. That sucks. But there's comedians who bag on their wife and they stay with them. You won't hear me say mean things about how my wife is. I make fun of her arthritis because we both do, because she can't.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a fucked up thing to do, man. I've actually seen it. I I did a show in Santa Barbara, and there was a girl. She was a headliner. She came down from LA, and her boyfriend was there in the audience, and she just started railing him, man. She's like, "Yeah, he's got a small penis. He can't satisfy me. He doesn't make as much money as me. Just like shit like that. Like, it's like, what's the point of that? Like, you shouldn't be with him, and like, why are you okay with just getting shit on? Like,
yeah, you got to go home and deal with that. Like,
yeah.
the only things I can tell you on one hand of the things I make fun of about my wife. One, she can't make a fist, which she laughs at too, because her arthritis is kind of crippling. So it's funny for both of us. I mean, that's a small thing to make fun of. Yeah, you can't make a fist. And her mom's dementia makes her a huge pain in the ass. And I'm always like, Lord, take this woman, please.
But that's
please.
not on your wife.
No, but one of my favorite, I've told it as a closing joke sometimes, where I say, I love my wife. We hate everyone else.
Yeah, maybe your superpower should be to heal dementia then, man.
Oh, dude.
That's a good superpower. You'd make so much bank, bro.
I found out how many crazy things happen to families. Shalane joined a help group on Facebook, and the things that people's parents do because dementia's so, like, people fucking taking their clothes off, walking down the street. People like her mom tries to eat dog food. Like, she goes into the dog's food, and
so she's got it.
Yeah, thinking people, hey, was cousin Tommy here? Her cousin Tommy died in Vietnam.
Oh man.
Like, her mind just time travels. She's like, oh, I got to take the deposit for the gas station. She managed a Chevron almost 40 years ago, talking about, I got to take the deposit in from Chevron. Like, whoa.
Maybe time travel does exist then. It's just people with dementia.
Dude, that was so good. I'm going to write that down. Like, when something is so good.
You bid it, I'll bid it, and we'll see who makes a better bid.
I want to do...
But you deal with it, so I don't know. I don't see it as often as you do.
I want to do a bit where I think we all should tell the same joke as a through line one night.
Yeah, all the comics?
Yeah, like, we'll do our bit,
good.
but then, like, we're like, aluminum cans, and then you got a bit about, like, someone sitting in the crowd, did all 10 of those people just do jokes about aluminum cans?
Oh, don't even acknowledge it either?
Yeah, be like, huh? Be like, I don't know, but follow me on Instagram. Like, just... Wait, the aluminum cans, like,
You're like, what happened to dykes, huh? What's going on with dykes? We don't have enough dykes anymore,
That's funny you
huh?
said dykes. That was a word I was going to use earlier because I was like, my mom is like manly, but she's not dykish. Like my
Yeah.
mom, but she doesn't wear makeup. Like my makeup thing came from like Shalane. My
Mm.
mom, I've never seen her putting on makeup. Like I always saw women with makeup. My mom's very pretty. Like she never needed makeup, and I wear it because I'm a fucking rock star.
Yeah, is that why you weren't? Are you
One
like Prince?
yes, when Terrence made the comment and compared me to Prince, that to me that's the most ego boosting thing I've heard in the last like few years. Like I've been told a lot. I've had people tell me things where I'm like, "Aw," but when he's like Prince, I was like, I fucking love Prince. I literally have a Telecaster. Like Prince is everything, but this is all my makeup right here. This some girls like I mix, but this is my makeup stash right there. We're gonna do a makeover on Noah on one of his pods. Leave a comment if this video gets 100,000 likes. We'll do a makeover on Noah.
All right, I'm down, man.
Hundred
Fuck
thousand
it, dude.
likes for dude,
Be the next James Charles or what?
dude. 100,000 likes is 100,000 likes.
100,000 likes and I'll James Charles out. Fuck it, man.
You heard it here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the full transition, but I'll do the deep cover.
Dude, I heard like we could do so much.
You're getting a little bit too turned on right now, man.
Well, because I see people's features, like, so my makeup thing started with Shalane watching these tutorials. And I mean, during the pandemic, we just watched it. I was like, she watched more guys, and I was like, dude, these guys like do it right and they look good. And I was like, leave it to men to be able to do this even as good as women. And then I learned about Jeffree Star and all these people where I was like, holy shit. And I was like fascinated. And my wife would order, or Shalane would order these makeup palettes, and I was like, well, what about that? I don't use that one. I was like, let's do a makeover. We're bored. Like, let's fucking do a makeover on me. And then I learned, and then I was like, I'm gonna try doing this, and it just grew over time. And so that's what kicked off the makeup thing. It started with just owning shit that
And you liked it right away?
yeah, because I always felt that at the time my frame of thinking has changed since years, because I've been doing it a few years, but like I feel like I'm more of a LGBTQ ally now than I ever was. But when I first started doing it, I feel like gays were taking everything. I feel like gays and lesbians were like, this is ours, this is our, like I feel like they were just trying to take over everything. Where I
Well,
was like, I get it, you're gay, but like everything can't be yours. Because I felt like as a man, I was losing everything. I was like, I'm gonna wear makeup and take it back. Like in the 80s, they wore it. They're fucking rock stars.
eyeshadow.
And then I don't actually feel that way now about gay people, because I now have gotten to know a lot of gays and lesbians and bi and trans, and I understand now where they're coming from. But I still like the makeup thing. And after being told about looking like Prince, I'm like, now it's just I'm a rock star and that's it. And it's funner that way. And it gives me an ambiguity that keeps people guessing, which is marketable.
Yeah. Would you say you're more feminine than your average man?
Yeah, easily. Because number one, like I cry as much as my wife does. Number two, I'm okay with things being put in my butt, but she doesn't. She doesn't care to do it, but I'm down for it. I don't give a shit.
Here we go.
I'm a good dancer. I was in cheer for 2 years. I was a cheerleader. That stool I'm sitting on, this is my cheerleading stool, and I wasn't good at wrestling or like manly sports or anything like that, but I took on to dancing right away. I loved it. And
It's a pass to getting girls' parties.
that's what's crazy. Like one time I was in the girls' change room because they didn't know what to do with me. They're like, oh, we never had a guy on the squad. Just go over here and like, all right, everyone go into the locker room right now while we decide some stuff. And like all of a sudden they start changing, and they're all, one of the girls, hey, and they all stop and they all point at me. I'm like, oh, I should probably go, huh? Like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, like okay. But but
almost.
But the funniest thing about cheerleading, and I love all my former cheerleaders, like we're all still good friends, but I learned talking about people in groups, the term bitches in groups is how, even if they're cool girls, cheerleading is what taught me, oh, women hate each other. Like that's why I know Bill Burr has a whole bit about that, but women hate each other. They don't support each other the way they really say they do. And I really stand by that.
They're in competition, huh?
Yeah, they're never. I've been telling a bit recently, the one about like the T app, like guys are happy to be Eskimo brothers. Like, oh, You fucked Joni? Me too. Awesome. But a chick's like, oh, you fucked Luke? Oh my God. Like,
He was
ew.
mine.
Yeah, he was mine first. And like, they should be happy. Oh, we both fucked him. Well, how was your experience? No, they're sitting there being negative where we're like, oh, dude, Joni, like, did she do that? No, we should fuck her again. Like,
Yeah, girls are supportive of each other until one starts doing better.
yep. Oh, yeah. So if you're watching this, women, do better.
Yeah, dude.
But then don't hate each other for it.
Fuck, dude. All right, we can't go too deep into that, bro. Or
No, we're
should
not
we?
going to.
Yeah, fuck women. No. um, what's the best part about living in the Central Coast, man?
The weather, hands down, it's the weather. Like, it ain't even like there's nothing that's a close second to it. The weather is,
Maybe Bakersfield second.
well, meaning like what, like the weather, like if you go to the Great American Melodrama in Oceano, they have a song. The Christmas song is "Let It Snow," but we don't get snow, so they let it sun, and they have a whole thing about like on just in December you can go outside and play ball, and it's. But number two is location. Like people, like Jamil just moved to Hollywood, and I'm like, you can get there in two. Now to do it every day is a bitch, but it's close enough. You've done it. Like
Mhm.
I've done it. You can shoot down there and be like a maybe 2.5, 3 hour drive, maybe 4 with traffic, but still a lot of us waste 4 hours. You might as well use it getting down the yachts or ride back. But then you can, at night you can haul ass back and get here in like
Oh
two and a
yeah.
half hours. Frisco, like we're so close to everything here,
Mhm.
and it's amazing. And then I do like that it's growing in terms of uh things to do. Like fucking Foo Fighters played here 2 nights
That was
ago.
crazy,
I was
huh?
like,
Did
what
you
the
get in
fuck?
line?
Dude, no, because I wouldn't have been at my high screen, and if they only, it was a 900 seater. You had to have been there at like 9 p.m. the night before. I knew people that got there at 5 a.m. because tickets went on sale at 7. They didn't remotely get tickets.
How many old slow heads do you think were mad that Cal Poly students were taking those tickets and not them?
It all depends because some of them, for everybody who honestly saw that as, hey, this is cool, that would have been dope to go to. There's some old guy who's like, yeah, I saw him when Color and the Shape came out. I saw him before they had Chris Shiflett, or like, I'm just naming people now, but that because Dave Grohl did the first album all on his own, and then he like found studio musicians to go tour on it with him,
Mm.
and so there's people who, well, they're not as good now, and so there's old slow heads who are like, well, I saw him already.
Yeah, you don't think they were bitter about it?
I'll put it like this: I would have been bitter if I didn't see him last year.
Oh, you
I
saw.
saw him last year in a stadium, and that was the biggest show I had went to until Metallica back in June. But I saw them, and now if I hadn't seen them, because Foo Fighters were my number 2 bucket list band to see, and I'd never seen them. If I hadn't, and I heard it, I would have rushed. I would have been one to get arrested trying to get into that show. But because I've seen them, it eased. Because I have a whole thing. I'm weird. If I haven't seen an artist, I find it hard to listen to them. If I can see them, like I'm not like I never saw Jimi Hendrix. I don't want to listen to him because he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
But like a band that you can see, like 311, I've seen almost 30
311's great,
times.
bro. That's
So
that's one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to, too, man.
you see 311?
Yeah, I saw them at Kelly Roots in 2018, I want to say. Oh yeah, I was in the front row, bro. I was waiting for like half an hour, waiting for them to, because it's a festival, right? You wait up there in the front,
Yep.
you're gonna get a good spot, and just rocked out, man. Those guys fucking rock out. We got the beach volleyballs going. I smoked a fucking joint like this big, bro. You know Don Carlos? He's
Yeah.
reggae. Yeah, he smoked a joint like that big on stage, and then he passed it down to the crowd, and I'm just, yeah.
Dude, Cali Roots is sick. Like I've never been to a Cali Roots. I've seen the bands that have been on them. Like I saw 311 and Dirty Heads did a co-headlining night here at Avila.
Yeah.
One of the best shows I've ever been to. Oh, fuck, dude. It was, and I used to grow up hating reggae because I'm not a chill person. Reggae was too boring for me. And then when I got into smoking weed, I understood it. And being a music snob fucked me out of some nice experiences when I was in my 20s. I was in bands, but I was also a music snob. I am not that anymore. Like, I mean, yeah, I hate pop country. I'm not going to be listening to Luke Combs or nothing. There's some stuff that I'm like, I do like honky tonk country, like that Jared James Nichols and like,
What's your favorite 311 song?
fuck.
Like top 2, maybe 3.
So I'm not gonna do the Amber, the Down thing. So they have a couple songs that I can narrow it down to a few. They have a song called "Make It Rough" that
I've heard that one a
the
couple times.
message, try not to think too far ahead, the pendulum will swing soon enough, and it's got a really good groove to it, and that's one of their newer songs. They have a song called "What the" that's absolutely fun. One of the newer ones. It's amazing. If I'm going older, 311 Tade is a real, like, that was one I've been listening to for decades. Fuck. Sound System had let's pick one from every album, but my wife and I sang our vows to a song called Count Me In that they never fucking play live. And that has a special place in my heart. Two Drops in the Ocean is a beautiful song. I mean, it all depends what mood I'm into. Like, if I'm working out, like Days of 88's a good workout song.
Beautiful Disaster.
It's a
Sunset in July.
Oh, that's amazing. Ooh, and they played it. Oh my God, I got chills because they played it at the show I went to in Paso, and we brought a friend that hadn't seen them before, and she was so stoked. We were just as happy to see how much fun she had, because if you've never seen them,
It's an experience.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your shows in Central Coast, man. Central Coast, Ezra puts on comedy shows. When's your next show, man?
Right now, I would like to welcome everybody. No, so every Wednesday we do Giovanni's in Orchid, but the next show is next week is going to be stupid insane because we have Giovanni's the Wednesday mic. We have Thursday, our first feature show at Beso. We've been doing open mics at Beso every other Thursday. Next Thursday is our first big show with Mike Muratori, who is a killer. He's fucking savage. Like, if people want to see a comic, they're like, damn, that dude laid me out. Like that. They call him the serial killer of comedy. He's a touring comic that is highly respected, and he does Comedy Store all the time. Like, he's everywhere. Ice House.
Thursday, the 25th of September at Beso Nipomo.
Yep. I got him. Courtney Rainwater, absolutely talented woman. The Un Paquito, my comedy brother. He's doing amazing. Just got back from Chicago. Eric Amador, the champion, the champ, El Campeón, Eric Amador. Look
coming up on the scene.
It's a hella like murder list of comics, actually, like people that all kill. And then 2 days later, Giovanni's on September 27th.
Saturday.
Rick Storr, who is just, if you're a comedy fan, you have to see Rick. Like, that's it. Kelsey Ray and Nick are my two, like, please do something. Please get out of the area because, and I've told this to them, so I'm not talking shit. Like, Kelsey and Nick, they're so fucking good. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, permanently or just branch out?
Go to Hollywood. Let them know you exist. Because they
don't go?
They're already better than a lot of the comics. There's people who are like, I'm in Hollywood. And I'm like, you ain't shit. There's people I've seen at multiple mics or in Hollywood where I'm like, damn, like, being in Hollywood didn't make you any better. Kelsey and Nick eat fucking holes through those people. And we got Sarah Samaniego, who is just, she's such a doll.
Nice girl.
Stephanie from La Casita already likes Sarah more than me in terms of like my comedy. She tells stories. Like, Sarah right away can like string like a bit together where I'm like, ooh, it got tied up in a neat bow. She does great callbacks. She does her style. I'm like, that's someone who's been doing this a while, and she hasn't.
Yeah, I don't see her too often, man. We got to see her more.
Yeah, but her style, I'm like, fuck, I can't. My ADHD won't let me string out a story that has points, and then at the end she ties it into a neat little bow. Like, she's definitely not one of those who's gonna go on Kill Tony and like black.
She needs a solid few minutes.
But it builds, and you're like, I want to hear it. Like, almost like Josh Johnson, like, where you're like, he goes, and you're like, where are you going? And then it hits, and you're like, you're doing the Leonardo DiCaprio thing.
All right, man. You got any closing remarks? Anything you want to let the world know?
I don't know. I'll say this much. Like, this went so fast, I would do another one of these. So comment below if you want to see us do another pod together.
Yeah, it felt pretty natural, man.
I think you're doing phenomenal. I think you are absolutely. I heard a really cool thing last night about or this morning about what you did last night, where you went back up.
Hmm.
And I appreciate that so much because I think we had a little bit of a conversation a week or so ago where we talked about, there if there's people there or not, like how to take advantage, if there's only comics, like just hearing things come out of your mouth. And I know where you're coming from too, because comedy thing, oh, I'm going to entertain people. And then you get there and you're like, where are people? So it puts a lid on it and you're like, fuck, I really wanted to do something cool here. And then I didn't get to be around a lot of people. That doesn't matter. The bottom line is that we at least got something out of it. And if all it was a rep that, ooh, no one was there, but I at least said this joke this way. And because no one was there, I got in my head in a good way. Now I know how I want to work it. So even with no one around the room, that joke still is
There's
put
always
together.
there's always a takeaway.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that was amazing. And I think you have great concepts. You have things that, like, every time I put my creatine in my shit further, I always think of your bit about,
I haven't
like,
done that one in a
you're
while.
like, it's just creatine. I'm like, fuck, but I accidentally spilled some. I was like, it does have that consistency of
Yeah.
cocaine. It looks like
Oh
coke.
yeah.
I bet somebody somewhere has sold creatine as coke.
Oh, for sure, man. They
And they're
cut it
like,
up. They're like, why am I getting jacked?
I got a whole. I sold coke when I was a cab driver, and I sold some to this dude that I didn't really know, but he called me at like 6 a.m. He's like, "That's not coke." He's like, "Why am I up?" I was like, "It's coke. I've done some. I know."
He's like, it's pre-workout, you motherfucker.
I was like, "No," because I hit the bag and I already know it's coke. I don't. He's like, "It's no." He said it wasn't working. I was like, "It's 6 a.m. It's working."
No, but yeah, that is something I've been trying to get better about, man. Just going up and entertaining, no matter who's in the crowd. Like my grandpa, he used to have a band, and that's what he would always tell me. He's like, "Hey, man, like even if there was only two people dancing, because like that's the barometer for when you're playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to put on a show. Like you can't be like all fucking stuck up and be like, oh no, there's no one here for me. Like no, that's not what it's about, man.
Yeah, my dad played in bands, and that's why music's so important to me. My dad played my dad met Chuck Berry. Like, my dad played a lot of music, and he always told me, hey, if people come out to see you do a show, give them one. And I think of that even when I serve. Everything I do in life, I feel like if people have made an effort to be in my presence, I want it to be worth it. Like, hey, you made an effort to be around me. I want it to return, a return on investment on your time. I want people to be like, hey, like this, like, I want you to look back and be like, I'm glad I did that with him. I would be bummed if you're like, oh, I fucking went and he sucked and ate
That
shit.
damn Filipino, man.
Man,
He didn't suck me off like he said he would.
I don't even want to meet any other Guamanian.
Oh yeah, the Guami. Yeah, dude. But hell yeah, bro. It's good having you here, dude.